Sure.
I was talking to a friend a bit about divine truth, and they asked me, "What is God's love?" After watching hours and hours of video, I realized, like, wow, I
don't know.
Yeah, and how is there a definition, like a 2-line definition?
Yeah. Well, what do you feel when you love someone else? You adore them. What else? You have affection for them. What else? Sorry? Spend time. You want to spend time with them. Don't use those words like unconditional, because most of you have no idea what that means anyway. So my suggestion is, when you love somebody, you adore them. You have affection for them. You want to give them everything that they would ever desire. You desire to have their lives happy and joyful and pleasurable. Well, that's what God wants for you. That's God's love for you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
Thank you.
it's exactly what God wants for you. Eloisa, thanks.
Another one for the education was about we have to let go of our arrogant belief that we even know what love is.
Yes. So that's a key thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Letting go of our own ideas and concepts about it. You can't receive a education in love from somebody who knows something completely different than you do about love, without first giving up the idea that maybe you don't know anything about that. Whatever you think you know about love might be completely opposite of what you're now going to learn from that particular person. It's a bit like you going into a school to learn about electronic engineering, and you think you know everything about electronic engineering already, and yet what you know about was actually biology, right? But you think it's called electronic engineering, and so they start teaching you things. That's not electronic engineering. And they're saying, yes, it is, and you go, no, it's not, and that's how we treat things with God a lot. We go, no, it's not, no, it's not like that at all. Love's not like that at all. Truth's not like that at all. It's not like that at all. What's God talking about? God doesn't know what God's talking about, and that's our arrogance, isn't it? Our arrogance, is a problem. So, Willem.
When you were sharing how you first started discovering or connecting with God in your first century, it really highlighted for me how simple the process is.
Yeah.
How simple it can be if we let it
be. It can be, yeah. And this is the advantage I had, obviously, in the first century, is that a lot of these emotional impediments that you have and that I now have, I didn't have then. So I didn't have all of these like long-term blockages of, not receiving truth or not receiving love. I was completely into receiving truth about anything, including myself, and I wanted to receive love. So I didn't have those blockages that the average person had at the time in my first century life. Obviously, one of the reasons why I came back was I wanted to experience what it was going to be like having the blockages, and it's not very nice, is it? No. What I feel is a sad thing, though, is that I'm the only person who's never who's ever known what it's like to not have the blockage on earth. So I know both, the contrast of both, and trust me, once you've done it one way, the contrast of the other way feels immensely painful. But so in some ways, I'm glad that you don't know the contrast, because you'd actually be in more pain than you currently are knowing it. But it is sad that the majority of people on this planet never have that experience of growing up in that wonderful way of where we're not being affected by some worth-based issue that's affecting how we make our choices and decisions and reject things from God. So it's a wonderful thing to be able to have that experience, but it's not a wonderful thing to contrast it, trust me. Thanks, Linda.
But that's the potential, isn't it? That's why you made this
Yeah.
amazing choice to come back.
Yes, it's a potential of humanity. You know, within a few generations, we could be having children who can have that experience. And you imagine that, like, you imagine children who by the time they're sort of 6, 7, 8, 10 years of age, they know far more than anybody else on the planet because they've had no impediment to doing so. And when you think of that, you can also see that it makes you more sensitive to the pain that you're in, which is actually a good thing, right? Because we need to be sensitive to the pain we're in, because if we're not sensitive enough to it, we won't change it. We won't change it. There's so much potential, and yet hardly any of it realised because of that problem. Yeah.
But this is the gift that we have, the potential of giving future generations is to be the ones that spearhead this growth.
Exactly.
And, you know,
You imagine the rewards of that, knowing that you were a part of making a change that completely changed the way the generations and generations of people in the future address things and the way the world operates. So this is some of the rewards that you're not yet appreciating in the position you're currently in. Because you're going through traumas and you're feeling pain and so forth, you're not yet appreciating the potential rewards. Yeah, and I'm completely aware of the potential rewards, and we're going to go through some of those rewards in a few days' time, actually, just to help you with that. Yeah.